Today's learning target is I can subtract integers. In our last lesson we looked at how do we add positive integers. Today we're going to take a look at how do we subtract positive, and we're going to eventually get to negative integers. So let's say we have this problem, 4, and we're taking away 6. So here you can see I have my 4 and I want to take away 6. So if I took 6 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can see, oh wait a minute, I have to take away 6 and I've only taken away 4. So let's take a look at how we do that. So let's take a look at this simple problem here. We all know that 2 take away 1 is going to equal 1. We also know from yesterday's lesson that 2 plus a negative 1 also equals 1. Remember, we'd have to take 1 away from the positive to cancel this out, and that would leave me with 1 positive. Now what do you notice about these two problems? Well, take a look at this here. I right now am subtracting a positive number. I was subtracting a positive 1. Here I'm adding a negative number. And notice I get the same answer when I do that. I get a 1. So here I'm subtracting a positive number. Here I'm adding a negative number. And we see we get the same answers. So the opposite of subtracting is adding, and the opposite of a positive number is a negative number. So instead of subtracting a positive number, I can add a negative number and I'll get the same answer. So I can write this problem as an addition problem that'll get me the same answer if I find the opposites here. So to do that, okay, I'm taking 4 and I'm subtracting a positive 6. So I want to change this to an addition problem. So instead of subtracting, I'm going to add. I did the opposite. Okay, so I was subtracting, this was a positive 6. So I did the opposite, which was adding, and the opposite of a positive 6 is a negative 6. And now I can solve it just like yesterday, right? There's 4 positives and there's 6 negatives. Well, if I take 4 of those negatives away to cancel out the positives, right? So I have 6 of those negatives. I'm taking 4 of them away to cancel this out. That leaves me with 2 of those negatives left over. So 4 minus negative 6 is negative 2. In today's assignments, you're going to be writing all of these subtraction problems out as an addition problem that would give you the same answer. So, just like what we did here just a second ago, now we're taking a look at a negative 7 and we're taking away 8. So we know we want to rewrite this subtraction problem as an addition problem. So, to do that, I take a look and I say, okay, what am I doing? I'm subtracting a positive. So I have to find the opposites of these two. So I'm going to write it down here as negative 7, and the opposite of subtracting is plus, and the opposite of this positive 8 is a negative 8. And now once I've done that, I've got 7 of those negatives, and I won't take the time to put all those over there, and 8 more of the negatives there, right? And when I put those all together, I'm going to end up with 15 of those negatives. So that would be my answer for this problem. So in your work for the problems today, I should see what you're changing the problem to. So let's say I had a problem like this, 9 minus a negative 2. Okay, again, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write down the original problem, just like I've done here. The next thing you're going to do is, how are we going to rewrite that? So let's take a look at it. Okay, we can see we're subtracting, in this case, a negative. And I have to find the opposites of those to write a problem that's going to be the same. So I'm left in that case with 9, and the opposite of subtracting is plus, and the opposite of a negative 2 would be a positive 2. And now that problem becomes much easier to solve. That answer is 11. So that would be 11. So for every subtraction problem that you're dealing with today, you're going to change it to an addition problem that would have the same answer. Today you'll also see some algebraic expressions like this. Okay, so it's telling us a minus b minus c, and here's what the a, b, and c equal. So the first thing I do is to write out the problem with the numbers, just like I've done here. Okay, be careful because it says b, which is 3, and then minus, there's my minus, and c is negative 10. So I didn't forget to put that. And the reason I put parentheses around here is just to separate so I don't get the two minus signs right next to each other. So order of operation for subtraction says I go left to right, so I'm going to solve that. Now, that's a problem 4 minus 3 that I don't need to change the sign because that we know that's 1. Okay, now I write out the rest of it, minus a negative 10. Okay, now I rewrite this, because I have 1 minus a negative 10, as an addition problem. So, minus is going to be, I'm going to add, instead of doing that, and a negative 10, the opposite is a positive 10. So, I get 1 plus 10 equals 11.